So, clithrophobia, or plesiophobia, is the fear of being trapped, which fits with today's meeting, of course. It's often confused with the more well-known claustrophobia, which is the fear of being in confined spaces. Mary Jane, tell us a fear you have and how it affects your life.
Okay, wow. Thank you, Wayne, for that question, Mark, for delivering it.
Yeah, these are all Wayne's.
And it's interesting that you talk about claustrophobia because it is not a particular fear I have about being in enclosed spaces. I have anxiety when it comes to being in crowds. So I was at Disney World last weekend, and it just, I just coil up and I feel ensnared in my own space because people don't respect your bubble. They're like elbowing through you, especially at Disneyland. Oh, strollers run over your toes and just crying children, and it's a mess. And it's supposed to be the happiest place on earth. In moments it was for me, in others it wasn't. That isn't, though, the fear that keeps me from living my life. My fear that keeps me from living my life, that's just an annoyance I have I wanted to share and vent to you all about. The fear that keeps me from living my life is actually my fear of drowning. I cannot swim. I live in Southern California. I can't tell you how many people wonder what's wrong with you. I mean, that's like someone in Alaska saying they don't know how to ice skate, right? When I went to Hawaii, I couldn't swim to the waterfall. When I was at the Barrier Reef, I chickened out of scuba diving. I couldn't jump off a bridge in France. I'm telling you, it has really kept me at bay, and it's something that I just need to get over and deal with because life has got so much to offer, and I need to go fishing, and I can't go fishing on a boat. I'd have to do it on a pier. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary Jane. As a swimmer, someone who participates in ocean swims and races regularly, like the peer-to-peer or rough water, I find that troubling.
I find it troubling too.
So, I like surprises. Everybody likes surprises, right? So, I enjoy surprise birthday parties and things like that. I've even thrown some for some folks, like my wife, for instance. And so I was recently thinking about how these are all Wayne's table topics, I should just preface with, but I'm making them my own. Wayne couldn't make it today, so my wife has thrown a surprise party for me before, for my birthday, and where she tricked me into thinking, she ensnared me into thinking that I was going to just dinner with her, but in fact, a bunch of my friends were there. So, Hua, tell us a surprise you experienced, or perhaps how you surprised someone.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Table Topics Master. A surprise for me. Well, there's one time I was pregnant with my second child. I already had a baby shower, so I wasn't expecting a second baby shower. But my husband had gotten together with some friends and had planned it behind my back. The weekend prior, he told me, I set up an appointment for you and my mom, my mother-in-law, for a mani-pedi for the day. I was like, what? I have to hang out at the nail salon with my mother-in-law, which at the time I wasn't too comfortable with because we don't see her often. I'm like, why did you do that? And he goes, because, I thought it'd be nice you guys spend some time together. I'm like, you really set it up? Yes. So I'm like, fine, I'll do it. So the next weekend, I did have the mani-pedi with him, with her. I came home, I was driving my way home, and he had texted me and said, you're coming home already? Can you pick up a pizza? I was like, no, I'm already almost home. I'm not gonna turn around to get this pizza. As I'm walking up the driveway, two people, from our youth group were walking up the driveway. I was like, oh, are we having a meeting today at my house? But I went in anyway, knocked on the door, and he cracked it open and said, did you get the pizza? I'm like, no, I did not get the pizza. Can I go in now? Open the door, and finally, I see the whole party all set up. He said, I was just trying to get more time to finish setting up. And did you did you see the people? Were you suspicious? I'm like, no, because I thought it was just a meeting. We always have meetings at our house for our youth group. So, but it was a very good surprise, and it was very nice.
That's fun. That sounds like fun. I feel like every time someone's trying to throw a surprise someone, you're always the person trying to throw is always like, no, just do this little thing, it won't be a big deal. And the other person's like, seriously, like, why do I have to do this?
Angry.
And yeah, and then finally all of a sudden you're like, oh. In chess, there are moves called opening traps. Who can forget the thrilling movie Searching for Bobby Fischer? It's about a prepubescent chess prodigy who refuses to harden himself in order to become a champion like the famous but unlikable Bobby Fischer. Never seen it. My favorite quote from the movie, Wayne's favorite quote from the movie is, "You've lost, you just don't know it yet." What was your name? Juanice. What is your favorite movie and what makes it your favorite movie? It can be the dialogue, the plot, the action, anything.
Hello, everyone. Hi. I have 3 favorite movies, but I'll speak about one today. It's called Love and Basketball. It is a movie that takes place in Los Angeles, and there's 2 people that grew up together from a small age, and they both have a love of basketball. But I don't really have a connection to basketball itself, but what I like about the movie is that it is very realistic. There's even a scene where the actress has a scar on her face from a fight that she has with her boyfriend, and it actually is a scar that she has, so they really play into the realistic things. Like also the Los Angeles Lakers are featured in there, the Los Angeles Sparks, my alma mater, Cal Berkeley, USC is in there, so they really took the time to make all of the arrangements that they need to make. I'm not sure what goes into that, but they've got the authentic schools and monuments from Los Angeles to go inside of the movie. The music from opening to closing, all of the music in that movie, I love almost every song I love, so whoever was behind the music is awesome. The main character's older sister's name is Lena, and my older sister's name is Lena, so I love that. I really connected with that. I like all of the characters, and I actually really enjoy the acting in that movie.
Yes, great.
Nice job.
My favorite line is double or nothing.
Thank you. You did an excellent job. I've never seen that movie. I need to.
What?
I know.
You made a fool of us. Tell me why.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't know. I'll add it to the Netflix. Do you want to get home? Okay? Do they have it on streaming? So, animal traps are sometimes used to catch pesky critters, gross, or used to trap elusive creatures like unicorns or leprechauns. Tia, tell us a time you set a trap to capture or ensnare someone's attention. Or maybe someone set a trap to capture your attention.
Thank you, Mr. Table Topic Master, for that wonderful question. I think people around the table already know what I had to catch. And isn't it obvious what I used? Maybe some of it. Maybe I chose my outfits just right. But what better thing to say than that I ensnared than my husband? Mm-hmm. My husband likes to eat. I like to cook. Let's make meals. When I first met him, he worked here at Northrop, and he worked on second shift. So he worked from 1 to 10 p.m. and never failed that he is hungry when he gets off at 10. You know, they're burning energy, walking back and forth in the 902 building and so forth and so on. So he would come to my house, and by the time he got to my house, on the table was a fresh, hot plate of dinner for him to come home to. And I affectionately gave him the name My Monster because he was going to eat it and then he was going to eat another plate of it. And he ended up telling me that he was raised by his grandmother and his mother, and both of them always cooked. So he knew what qualities his wife had to have, and that was after all of this. That was enough. Thank you.
Someone who can cook is a big selling point. I would agree. So I think we have time for one more. What was your name?
Sharon.
Sharon? Sharon, I'm going to throw it to you. Sharon, well, first of all, have you ever seen any of the Star Wars?
I have not.
Uh-oh. That's why I wanted to ask, just in case. So,
But you know, I was gonna say,
trapezius, or traps for short, are a pair of large triangular muscles extending over the back of the neck and the shoulders. Sometimes you'll see like dudes at the gym who have these giant old traps. And they look kind of silly, I think. And if you look at them really closely, sometimes they look like a scrawnier version of themselves trying to leave their body. You just have to look sometimes. It's supposed to be pretty funny. Anyway, what is your favorite exercise? Or if you don't exercise, talk about a time you trapped something. Or just a favorite movie.
just or whatever.
Your favorite
What
exercise?
exercise did you trap?
Repeat the question part
Her
of it.
favorite
So,
exercise.
what is your favorite exercise?
Yes.
Or make up one if you don't have a favorite.
Okay.
All right. Freaking rain.
Master?
Yes.
My favorite exercise is actually one that everyone can do. It's walking. You can find me any day of the week out walking. I usually try to do at least 3 or 4 miles a day. It doesn't require a lot of equipment other than the legs you were given and a nice pair of walking shoes. Actually started a fitness program a few months ago, the Couch to 5K, which is going from walking, getting off the couch to participating in your first 5K. I've walked several 5Ks, but I've never run one, so that's been a goal of mine for quite some time. So I've been training off and on with, like I said, just walking. I used to do, weight exercises, but due to a shoulder injury, an old war injury, I no longer am able to do the weights the way that I would like to. So I have become faithful to walking. I learned how to walk when I was a little less than a year old, and walk through the building, walk to the cafeteria, walk everywhere I need to go. And so if anyone is lazy and thinks that they have to invest in a lot of cute clothing to go to the gym or a lot of equipment to make it to the nearest 24-hour fitness, I encourage you just to get up and start walking. Mm-hmm. It's easy. As I walk back to my seat, I say, thank you.
Great job.